Thank you for creating a free Triptico account. My name is David Riley. I created the Triptico website and resources, and I've put together this short video to give you an introduction to the website and to show you how you can open saved files. So as you now have a free Triptico account, you can click the login button here, type in your username and the password that you chose, click the sign in button, and you will see that you will arrive at your Triptico homepage. So all your saved files are listed here. As this is a brand new account, you should see some sample files which have been put there just to give you something to click and something to open. When you're ready to start creating files of your own, you'll see there's this create button here. As a free user, you can have up to 5 saved files at any time. You can delete files if you want to, but you can have a maximum of up to 5. Obviously, if you decide to become a subscriber, you can create an unlimited number of saved files, lessons, resources, activities, and so on. As I said, at the moment, you will see your saved files. Again, if you subscribe, you can change this filter and you can view any files that you've set as a favorite. You can view the public files, so these are files that other users have created, and you can search for particular keywords. So you can see here we've got lots of different activities that have been created with the keyword French. Go back to your saved files. You can also see your deleted files. If you've deleted something by accident, you can restore it. And if you've used Triptico in the past, which you won't have done with a free account, you could go back and find any files from previous versions of Triptico, but we'll not worry about that for now. Okay, so we've got 2 saved files in this account. To open a saved file, all you would do is click on it, and then you see a list of all the different resources that you can use to open that particular saved file. So you can see there's lots and lots and lots of options, different resources that we can use. This one's just a simple class list. You can click the edit button on any saved file to see how it's put together. So we'll click edit, and you'll see with this particular saved file, I've given it a title. I've just called it Triptico Class 1A, and all I've done, I've created these cards and typed in the name of each student on the front. You can have 2 sides to each card. You can add images. For a class list, just a nice simple activity, I've just used one side of the card. So let's go back to the saved files. Let's open that list of students with a resource. Let's try the group resource. So all I would do is just click on the resource that I like to use. It opens, and then with this particular resource I can quickly put my students into groups. So I just click and drag to the right, decide how many groups I would like. So we'll say 5 groups. And the resource will just quickly put my students into groups for me. I can also click and drag to the left, and I could select a particular student, perhaps to answer a question. I could select a group to tell me what they've done so far. I could select 1 person from each group or 2 people from each group, or I can just clear all the panels and start again. Let's say we wanted just to select 1 person to be a spokesperson for each of the groups. Then the resource does that for me, selects 1 person from each group. I can also open this class list with one of the selectors, for example. So if I was to open it with the pull selector, then all I would do is just pull down on this arrow and then release it, and it will select a student for me at random. Just pull down to select another student. There we go. So that's a nice simple class list. You should also find another sample activity called fruits and vegetables. This again is just another set of cards. You can always think of creating a Triptico activity as being a little bit like creating a set of cards, and then you then can open these cards with lots and lots of different resources. So let's click the edit button, have a little look at this set of cards. So I've given this one the title Fruit and Vegetables, and you can see I've put a picture of a fruit or a vegetable on the front of each card, and then wrote the name of that fruit, in this case, on the back in English. So this could be a nice little activity perhaps for people just starting to learn English. So we've got a picture of banana, and then banana. As you can see, these cards, I've used the front and the back. If you want to change these things, you can go into the options. So I can choose how many sides I want my cards to have. So if I just wanted cards with just an image on one side, I would just click one side. 2 sides, I can decide whether I want images or not. You can even add true or false content, which will work with some of the other resources. And you should have a sample file in your list of saved file, which is a true or false activity. You can have a little look at things about scientists. You can also import data. So for the class list, if I already had my class list, as a Word document, for example, then I can just copy and paste it straight into Triptico. I don't need to go through and create each card individually. And you can also swap the sides. So if I wanted the pictures to be on the back of each card and the words to be on the front, I can just click to swap sides. So let's go and have a little look at how or what resources we can use to open this file. So again, I just click it and we could open it with Bingo. So with the Bingo resource, I would ask all my students to choose any 6 of these words and write them on their Bingo card. So we'd end up with lots of different Bingo cards. We'll click to play Bingo, start by choosing a number. So I could ask a student and they may say number 5. And then if the student's got the word strawberry on their Bingo card, then they can cross it off. And so we'd continue until someone's crossed off all 6 words on their card and they would shout Bingo. We can click the Bingo button. You could also open this save file with cardboard, for example. So this just treats it very much like a pack of cards. So let's just deal out 9 cards. And so I could ask my students what they think's on the back of each card. I click the corner of each card to flip it over. I can also click the center of a card to make it a bit bigger. And click the center again to make it smaller. Click the corner to flip it over. So that's cardboard. We can also open it with different games. So there's a hidden card resource where students have to tell you what they think is inside each particular envelope and they win points for guessing correctly. There's a listen resource which will speak any words that you put on your cards. There's matching resources, pair resources, different selectors, different quizzes. So there's a quick quiz here. Again, it just takes that same save file that we opened with the Bingo resource and it turns it into a quiz. So it's put all our images on this wheel which I can pull down to spin and it'll randomly select one of my images for me. So it selected the chili pepper, so then we'll have to find the correct answer over here. There we go. So there's other quizzes, other selectors, task spinners which will select a student to answer a particular question and other quizzes and so on. So I hope that's helpful. If you've got any questions, please get in touch. My email address is david@tripticoplus.com. If you received the sort of introductory email, you can reply to that with any questions or feedback. It's always great to hear from people. Again, if you do decide to subscribe, then that would be very much appreciated. You get all the extra features, you get the public database, you can create an unlimited number of saved files. You can also access these bonus resources, so there's things like timers. So if you just want a really quick timer for your classroom, you can open that. There's also scoreboards, things for generating random numbers, different things in there. When you are ready to create something, you just click the create button and it starts off with simple one-sided cards. So you could just type in, if you were making colours, you would just type those. You click to save them, you can give them a file name, you can add some tags which will just help you to find those, find activities again in the future. You can decide whether you want to make it public or private. Again, as a free user, you can only set things as private, but again, if you decide to subscribe, you can make them public and then you can share them with your students. Sharing is very, very easy to do. Not too much about that. When you open a resource, so I'll open this fruit and veg one again. Let's open it with, let's see if we open it with a matching resource. So if I wanted for students to be able to access this on their own devices, at home or in the classroom, I could either just copy this and give them this link and this will take them directly to the activity. They don't need to register or sign up or anything like that. They'd just be able to access the resource immediately. You also see that each save file's got a unique code, so you could also give that to your students. So if they were to visit the Triptico website, I'll sign out, they would arrive at the website, they don't need to create a free account, they would just click this button here. It says, are you a student with a code? Click here. They would click. They would type in the code that you've given them, which in this case was 43684. They would submit that code and they would choose whichever resource they would like to open it with. So if they wanted to open it with cardboard, just click to open the resource and they can deal out those cards and use them for revision perhaps. So flip those over. If you wanted to specify a particular resource rather than giving your students the option, you would just give them a code with the first 2 letters of that resource at the beginning of it. So for example, if I wanted this code to open immediately with cardboard, I would just give them the code CA43684, so that will open immediately with cardboard. If I wanted it to open immediately with bingo, I would give them the code BI43684 and that will open immediately with bingo. So hopefully that's helpful. It gives you a few ideas about how you can create resources of your own, how you can share those resources. Again, if you do decide to become a subscriber, then there are lots of extra features that you can make use of. You can subscribe in your, you should actually see a button from the free account, but in your account you can manage your payment settings and subscriptions and things like that. You can also decide, choose a font that works best for you and your students. Perhaps you work in a language which sort of suits a particular font, or you work with younger learners and you want a sort of more comic or scripted font, then you can change that and choose different font and choose the colours and so on. Okay, again, if you've got any questions, please get in touch. My email address is david@tripticoplus.com. There's also a contact form here. If you forget some of the things that I've mentioned in this video, there's also this little help button, and so this will take you around and show you the different things in the home page, tell you about the file cards, how you can click them and open them with different resources, and so on. Okay, thanks again for trying Triptico. Any questions, get in touch. I'll always try my best to help. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.